Holly was there to help dance things into existence because dancing and music helps mark time. She dances the universe into creation. Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. It is diffuse light outside. There's a cloud cover. It is apparently not going to be too hot today. That'll be nice, like topping out the mid-70s, perhaps. Thumbs up on that. I slept, and that was good. So definitely a thumbs up on that. So life has been very fast today. I'm pretty time blind. I'm blinking and it's just, the day is zooming. So I'm, yay. But, you know, being time blind, life is life. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I am surviving, and that is a very, very good thing. Had therapy yesterday, and that was a very good thing as well. And of course, front-loading of videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like if you like what you hear and see, that'd be cool. If you could subscribe to the channel if you like what you hear and see, and haven't subscribed yet, that too would be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, that would be very, very cool. And again, I would like to thank every single one of my Patreon patrons, these literally beautiful and literally awesome people that are in fact literally beautiful and literally awesome, using the textbook dictionary definition of literally. Without these people's help, I and my pets would be hosed like Christmas monkeys, and trust me, being hosed like a Christmas monkey is no good way to be hosed. So my thanks to all of those people that help me out and keep me and my pets literally alive. If you'd like to help me out, that'd be very cool. There are links in the video description. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, there are links to the PayPal. If you'd like to help me out without sending money, there are links to an Amazon wish list with stuff like cat food on it. So thumbs up, and front loading of videos over. Thumbs up for that. Yeah, so it's been a couple of days. They did some work on the house yesterday, very quick. They're going to come in and they're going to do more work on the bathroom, and then they're going to be done. And so that's good. That'll be very, very good. What's going to happen with the hole in the ceiling and all that? No ideas. No ideas yet. So, life is life, though. Life is life. Past that, just been surviving, doing what I can. Had therapy yesterday, talked about a bunch of stuff, and so here's hoping everything in the world is going to be okay. Part of what you do in therapy, of course, is you talk about this, that, and the other. Sometimes just having a nice conversation is something that helps. You talk about all these various things, drag stuff up, and then it takes me another day for things to settle back down. So I didn't do a ton yesterday, though I did record, some Daggerfall, and that was good, and I had fun with it. Very, very cool. It's good to do things. I didn't do a ton yesterday. I watched videos, I listened to a little bit of music, I played a couple games here and there, but didn't get a whole lot done. Hopefully today I'm going to get stuff done. I'd like to make some phone calls. That would be good. I would like to get just some general stuff done. Like, I'm waiting for the Wellbutrin to show up so that hopefully it affects my ADHD to the point that I can actually, because I was almost there with the Ritalin before my health started going downhill, and then the Ritalin wasn't working as well. I was just about ready to be able to push through and get typing done. So hopefully the Wellbutrin actually works, and then I can start getting my project out of my head through my body into the keyboard and then go from there. So that'll be cool. Past that, I did some thinking about stuff, this, that, and the other. One of the biggest things, though, that I did yesterday, and it affected me up here, not the rest of my life. I have been somewhat interested in a lot of different Eastern and Eastern Asian types of mythology and just fairy tales and all that. I love the old Chinese fairy tale stuff, mythology. I read a lot of that stuff as a kid when I was growing up, and I really enjoy the aesthetic. There's something about it that really speaks to me. There's also, I have been halfway interested through Eastern Indian stuff with all of their mythology, and that's been very interesting. Well, after all these years of just idly watching stuff and listening things, I knew a little bit about this, that, and the other, and some of the characters and this, and then I watched the whole video just about what the goddess Kali represents through not just a here's what the character is, but here's where in mythology, the pre-mythology of this goddess, how the goddess was beginning to be represented, the pre-representation, the representation, and then the post-representation. Because part of mythology is you have an overarching mythology that will come through, but then you have local mythology that gets mixed in with that. And so you have local gods that become part of the major god story, and then these get worked into the larger mythological framework. And oh my goodness, I've always been halfway interested in the character Kali and this, that, and the other, and how people have used the character in stories and fiction. But this was an excellent piece of work describing what everything meant and how it meant and came to be through mythology. And yeah, Kali looks frightening because Kali is one aspect of goddess of death, and that's frightening. But Kali with the the dangling head and the bloody scimitar and a bowl holding the blood that pours from the severed head, these things, yes, they're gory and frightening, but the things that they represent aren't. And when you look at the character of Kali and everything that Kali represents, you can see that this is an effort made by these older people to just try and understand the same issues that we're fighting with today. What is time? What is life? What is the struggle to get above just the fight for bare survival, animal survival, and how to do more? And things like the severed head represent, it's the breaking away from the material into more of an intellectual freedom. The bloody scimitar is just the weapon you use to free yourself. It represents things like knowledge. And the severed arms that are worn at a belt, they all have meanings, and the character of Kali is always portrayed as having no clothing. But this is because it's the ultimate truth. No illusions. Because yeah, when we put on things like clothing and we get things like dignity is an entirely human construct. And so Kali, by refusing to wear things like clothing, is showing I am not going to put veils of illusion over my own eyes. It is an amazing thing. Very, very cool, and it resonated quite a bit with me. Again, not so much because of the actual mythological supernatural parts, but because of what this all represents and the ancient people's struggles with the same things that we're fighting with today. That is what speaks to me so much. And eventually the character and goddess of Kali, there's no creation myth for this goddess, because the goddess of Kali predates creation. Kali was there to help dance things into existence, because dancing and music helps mark time. She dances the universe into creation, and then she is there to welcome us back when it is all over. You cannot defeat time. And the struggles, the fight for trying to figure things out, and the fight to be human, that is what spoke to me. That too is why, even though it's in a little squishy plush form here, I really like the character of Baphomet, which Baphomet, depending on how you look at it, Baphomet represents a lot of things in the quote-unquote Western occult. Largely knowledge and balance and being in unison, good things. Things that a lot of religions don't like, because knowledge and understanding they don't like, but still, that's just a general dig at religion. And so that's why I really like Baphomet, because of what Baphomet stands for, and the understandings of what Kali stands for. Very, very cool. Definitely a thumbs up. If I can remember and get the link, I'll try and put it in the video description for this particular video, if you'd like to check it out. It's very cool. Past that, I was also, while watching that video, also looking at my own setting and realizing that I'm unconsciously trying to do something else to my framework, because I have been coming back to things like the repetition of history and the repetition of time and the repetition of things. Everything in this setting of the inside-outside razor's edge is done in a cycle. Because our sun in this universe, where we exist as well, in our sun in that universe is repowered by the energy that flows out of all the doors. Because it is so human-centric, something about that, mathematically and scientifically, has the stars, and there's not a lot of them, only like 1 in 1,000 or so. They don't get born, live, and die. When they absorb this energy, it is held back by kind of a fuse of the nuclear power of the star. But when it bursts out into a red giant and then starts to fade into a white dwarf, the capacitor part of the sun is fading, and when it fades far enough, the energy held within it arcs. And when that happens, well, after the burst of energy, the sun that's there is rejuvenated as if it was reborn anew, and the shock wave of energy goes out, destroys all of the old that is there, and deposits new that accretes into an accretion disk, and then becomes planets. History repeats, but mostly it just rhymes. The star will be able to sustain life, but it'll never be exactly the same. The planets that form, there will be planets, but not exactly as they are now. There is a Goldilocks zone, but it moves according to what the star is. There will be an Earth-like planet within the Goldilocks zone. On this Earth-like planet, humanity will eventually evolve. There will be different continents because of different continental drift. New nations will form. There will be different nationalities, and it will be just a rhyming of the past without a same. I am so sorry, I forgot how to speak English. A rhyming of the past without a sheer repetition of the past. On the outside where we are, it is every 15 billion years. It bursts into new life, the star fades and then dies and bursts again. And of course on the inside, when there's that severing of the connection, because humanity is long gone, the disconnection through time, every 3 billion years, everything restarts on the inside razor's edge. And not only that, because the infinite ocean of possibility and potential on the inside contains within it every single possible variation of you, performing every possible variation of every possible action on every possible stage of development. We are all within this infinite ocean of potential and possibility. And every 3 billion years, when human life comes back, well, there's no exact reincarnation. But what happens is, within this ocean, Energy flows upward and through the islands, deposits itself out and condenses, down converts and flows out into the regular universe of ours out here, and it just helps refill and reflow everything. But because that energy is from the infinite ball, it contains within it smaller copies of everything, but blueprints of everything. So when people are formed out of whole cloth, as they get occasionally, it's not like things are being just invented out of nothing. These are still individuals that place themselves, blueprints of themselves within this energy that flows out. And when people are created, it's people that already exist, just given body and form. Because the people that live within the infinite potential of possibility and potential, to their view, yes, on the razor's edge, on the inside, on the outside, life is brutish, short, painful. You may not last long at all. Your life may be just 30 seconds. Your life may end with your passing and the passing of whatever parents you have, as you just don't survive it. Life could be brutish, horrible, and painful. But for them, it's worth it just to exist. Just to be given the possibility of existing. And there's no reincarnation. They're just being given a gift, all of us out here, just to exist. And occasionally, somebody will make it back, like old Ray is going to travel that 11 million kilometer trip to the ocean when he gets really tired and has to leave. And when you do make it back, you are welcomed back with open arms by everything and everyone, including every copy of yourself, because even though there's every possible copy of you that has done everything and will do everything upon every stage of existence within that infinite ball of ocean of potential and possibility, you're the only one that actually made that 11 million kilometer trip. And they want to hear that story from you. So it's cool that way. And it's all just that energy that flows. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count American Sign Language, well. So we have Jesse Koskinen. Always good to see you in the comments, my friend. Very cool. JAYY. Yeah, life is terrifying, but what else can we do? Always good to see you in the comments. Loco5. Hokey smokes. I used to be terribly arachnophobic. Horribly arachnophobic. I've never hated spiders, though. I've just been afraid of them. I have always thought they had a strange and alien, terrifying beauty. We have Adrian. Thumbs up and good to see you in the comments. We have Not Kuro. Thumbs up and good to see you. And yes, everyone should become voluntary. Everyone should become vegetarian. It really would help. Ben B, always good to see you in the comments. Thumbs up. We have Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. And that is it. Hokey smokes. 7 people that left me comments in the past 24 hours. Thank you very much. If only for a short time, and if only in text, you get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people. It is appreciated. I am separate but not isolated, alone but not lonely. I don't deal with a lot of people, and when I do, it is appreciated, so thumbs up. So yeah, here it is. I'm recording on a Friday. I'm hoping to get maybe a phone call done if I can. Again, survival mode. You got to do what you can to make it through the day alive. So I'm going to do what I can, and I'm not going to beat myself up if I can't. Hopefully you can do the same. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And of course, with the covfefe bug starting to surge again and people just kicking off like crazy everywhere, please just be smart, be careful, be cautious, take appropriate and smart precautions. And an appropriate and smart precaution is not going, but my freedoms, and refusing to wear a mask and then getting sick and dying. That's just throwing your body onto the end of life corpse pile before you have to. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. That is a very good thing.